I've not played this in a very long time. That's a song, one of the first songs that I wrote on my uke. There were several first songs, but this was one of the first as well. When I first got my berry uke, this is the berry. So it's, I don't know how to play it on a regular uke yet. So anyway. When fools fall in love, it may be true. When you fall in love with someone who doesn't love you, only fools fall in love. Open their hearts to one that they know would only tear it apart. Only fools fall in love, no matter the price. Give their love freely without thinking twice. They said fools rush in. I do believe it's true. 'Cause I'm the fool who rushed right in and fell in love with you. Only fools fall in love. They think it is great to fall madly in love with one who won't reciprocate. Only fools fall in love. Love that is real. Give their heart to someone who doesn't know how they feel. Only fools fall in love, no matter the price. Give their love freely without thinking twice. It is said fools rush in. I do believe it's true. 'Cause I'm the fool who rushed right in and fell in love with you. Only fools fall in love. This may be true. When you fall in love with someone who doesn't love you, they say fools rush in. I do believe it's true. 'Cause I'm the fool who rushed right in and fell in love with you. Yes, I'm the fool who rushed right in and fell in love with you. Well, that was a bit rusty. Haven't played that in a long time. That was one of the first songs that I wrote on my berry uke. And boy, does it sound different than when I originally wrote it. So there's a story behind this. There's always a story behind every song, I think. Especially mine, for sure. Alright. So when I started deciding to be serious about writing and singing, first what I did was I wrote, because I've been writing all my life, but I wrote, and I decided I was going to start posting it. So I posted it on Facebook, some stuff, you know, because I just gone through, my father had just passed away, and I was going through some stuff, and so I wrote. And what happened was, I don't know what possessed me, but something told me to look for poetry pages on Facebook. So I did. I found some poetry pages, some poetry groups, and I joined like tons of them, many, many, many of them. And I met a lot of people that were really good and that really wrote things that I thought were really cool. And I joined those groups and I wrote my stuff, and, you know, I got feedback, they got feedback from me, you know, it was great, it was fun. It was, you know, back and forth. And so then there were collaborations. I started collaborating with a lot of people on Facebook. Some people that Well, there's one friend of mine that I made through collaborations that he's wonderful. He knows who he is. He's probably here. But anyway, I haven't collaborated with him in a while because he left Facebook. But anyway, this was back in, I guess, 2019. No, it couldn't have been, because it was after I got my, yeah. It's only be about 3 years ago. But anyway, I was in these groups, and I was very active in these groups. It was cool because they had some contests, and here and there I would win. Sometimes I won the whole contest, but most of the time, second or third or whatever. But I decided to start a poetry page because it was easier for me to just write it down on Facebook, just in one place. So I started a poetry page, and it was called Jenny Blue's Stories and Songs, because I called myself Jenny Blue, because the image of the bluebird, after I had my little sort of spiritual awakening, the image of the bluebird was very, very significant to me in that part of my life. It symbolized hope, and it symbolized, I needed hope at that time. And anyway, so I started Jenny Blue's Stories and Songs, and I posted, and when I started out, I was pretty prolific. I mean, there were times when I would write like 20 in a weekend, and that's just like 2 days, because I was working 5 days a week. So I'd write like 20 in a weekend, and then continue to write at least one or two a day. I mean, it's still there, that page. If you ever want to go, look for it. It's called Jenny Blue's Stories and Songs, just like it is here. And, but it's on Facebook. And, it does exist. I don't go there very much anymore, and I don't post on there very much anymore, because I was, very hacked on the page my profile page that was attached to. And I don't try to go there very much anymore. Every once in a while, I'll go back to my profile page just to look at my Facebook memories and see if there's anything on there that I really want to keep. And then sometimes I'll go back to Jenny Blues and see if I can find something that I may have written that I may want to turn into a song or something, But anyway, I've got far off the topic. So one of the people that I met through these poetry groups was this girl, and she posted all the time, constantly. And I started noticing sometimes things that she would post. Some things I couldn't really relate to. So it's not that they weren't good. They were good, She's very talented. But sometimes they just didn't relate to me. Just, like, I'm sure there's plenty of people in YouTube land who don't relate to me right now. And, I don't know, she wrote this poem. It was called Only Fools Fall in Love. And I saw that poem. And I thought, cool, I can make this into a song. And so I asked her, do you mind if I make this into a song? And she said, no, go for it. So I made it into a song. And it was among the first songs that I wrote on my baritone. Probably this may have been like the 5th song that I wrote. Because I kind of started going writing crazy when I first got this. But I think it was in the top 5 that I wrote. And I think it's kind of cute. I like it. I just came across it. It's not that I forgot about it. I just didn't think about it, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, her name is Nalini Starr. And don't know if that's her real name, but it doesn't matter. That's her Facebook name. And you can find her on Facebook. You know, she posts poetry a lot. And I really, this poem really spoke to me because for one thing, I was a fool. I didn't fall in love, so to speak, but I was a fool. About somebody a while back that I had a huge crush on. And yeah, I was kind of feeling this. So it kind of spoke to me. And it was really cute. And I thought, I can make this into something. And only fools fall in love. Well, of course I'm going to come up with an Elvis line, right? I'm the fool who rushed right in to fall in love with you and fell in love with you. As a matter of fact, just about every word in this song probably is actually all her words. Every word in this song is a word she wrote in her poem. I didn't change it hardly at all, but I did add that line because I felt like that line needed to be in there. I said, yes, I'm the fool who rushed on in and fell in love with you. Yeah, because I just thought it would go very well. So, but she wrote everything else in that. I don't take any credit for these lyrics except for that one line, which I think is an awesome line. I like the line. But and yeah, I wrote just that one line. I may have edited it just a little bit, but every word in here is what she already said. And I may have moved things around a little bit too, so we could have verses and we could have chorus, you know. But this was her poem. And I wrote the music for it, and it was pretty cool to me because I was in the beginning stages anyway of actually writing music to things. And it's just very simple. Even today, everything is very simple because I wouldn't consider myself so much a musician as I do a writer and a singer. And really, the whole reason I have these ukes, which are lovely, 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 beautiful ukes, but really the reason I have them is because, and I have some guitars and stuff, to write. Because I wanted to write songs and I needed instruments to write songs. So now I have all these instruments because I've got or I had anyway. Still kind of do. Trying to get over it. Ukulele acquisition syndrome, which is also guitar acquisition syndrome. There's one of that. And somebody actually said that today. But mine's ukulele acquisition syndrome. And I don't know if I've ever introduced you to this one. This one is Sophia Soprano. She's my smallest in my family. And she's very pretty. See the pretty flowers around her sound hole? She's very pretty. But she is a soprano and she is very, very, very hard for me to play because she has a nice sound. Do you hear her sound? Isn't that lovely? Pretty. Pretty. Onward fly these wings. Nope. See. Here fly these wings. I don't know. I don't think I know my own song well enough yet. But she does have a lovely tone, doesn't she? She's very nice. I like her sound just about. Maybe better than my other ukes. She's so tiny. She's so teeny tiny. But anyway, she makes a really pretty sound. So yeah, so that's where that song came from. And It's I wrote this song on, oops, not that one, my baritone. There's some other songs that I've written that I have not dug out in a long time, and I just dug out my binder with the songs that I wrote back then, so you'll probably be hearing some of my songs that I wrote back then. They might be a little simple, but I never write things that are really hard for me to play because I want to sing them. To me, playing them is not, it's not really what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to sing them and get the words across. And really, the instrument is more background. I love the instruments, don't get me wrong. Beautiful, beautiful instruments. Hold on. Oh, wait. Okay. I like this. Yes, I'm discovering my soprano is actually a very beautiful, beautiful ukulele. I didn't give her credit before, but she's very pretty and very sweet. She's just hard to play. I love all my instruments. And I do love playing, but I don't get very difficult because that's not why I do it. I do it mainly for the songwriting. I will play like simple covers every so often, but I try to be careful with covers online because a lot of artists don't want people doing their covers, and you never know. You think, oh boy, you think you're free. You think you're fine, you know. And you can even run into other people doing their covers, and you think, oh, okay, we're fine. This will work. And then you go to do the cover, and you might get like a copyright thing. That has happened with people before. It hasn't happened with me yet. Knock on wood. But I also try not to do very many covers for that reason. So, and because I love to write songs and play them and sing them online, well, it's a lot of my own stuff. And I hope you enjoy it. I really do. I do it hoping that somebody will like it. But anyway, as usual, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps me out a lot, and it boosts my confidence a little bit. No, I enjoy this. I really do. Somebody, I was at a party today at a very good friend of mine's house. He throws these big parties, they're big music parties every year, and they're a heck of a fun time. I mean, it's awesome. It's so much fun. And I run into people that are near and dear to my heart when I'm there, and I just wonderful. And there's this one girl, and she's really nice, and I met her a few times. And she actually told me that she's seen me on YouTube. And that was awesome. And I'm like, really? Cool. And I don't know if she subscribes to me or not, but because for some reason I can't tell. I don't have a list of who subscribes to me. So I don't really even know. I like to think that my closer friends do, but I don't know. Because I don't know who subscribes. unless I comment. There's a few people who comment who are good friends of mine, and I know they subscribe because they comment. But, anyway, this was her word for me. Brave. Yeah, she's right. I'm brave. Honestly, I don't have any problems getting up in front of people and singing. Playing, I'm not quite as confident about. Singing, I think I do a good job, and I'm very entertaining when I'm up there. Playing, not so much. It's not one of my strong points, for sure. But, still, I had a great time today. And here's a tip. If you're not brave, if you're not brave, and you think you can't get up in front of people to sing or to play or to give a speech or anything like that, this is what happened with me. I began to realize that I am such a small part of these people's day when they see me. You know? They're not gonna go home. They're not gonna go home and talk about how terrible I was. They don't care. They're probably not even listening. What they're doing is they've got stuff going around in their head. Their wheels are turning about they got some bills they gotta pay, or that sort of thing. But most people aren't really worried about how great you sound, or if they like your song or anything. Or what you look like even, really. Unless you're trying to attract a man, which I was hoping to attract a man today, but oh well. Anyway. Yeah. But, didn't happen. Anyway. But that's the only reason why you should be concerned. And you shouldn't even be concerned then, because if they don't like you for who you are, then they don't deserve you. That's my whole thing. This is one life. We've got this life. I don't know how many other lives we have or we have had. I believe we've had a lot. And I believe we go on and we continue to have a lot if we want to. I think it's our decision. But we know deep down inside if we need more learning, that sort of thing. But that's my belief. But this particular life is different. And you only have one life that is like this, that is this life. Do what you love. Don't care what anybody says. Just do it. Whatever you want to do, whatever floats your boat, whatever lights you up, do it. Because I gotta tell you, I was 50 years old before I finally started doing the things that really lit me up and made me happy and made me feel good, which were writing and singing and picking up a musical instrument and performing with people and for people and that sort of thing. This whole songwriting thing. It took me years and years. I was so shy. I was so self-conscious. I thought people were making comments about, that people thought I was ugly, or that maybe people thought I couldn't sing, or maybe people thought, I thought, no, I could never do that. I'd make a fool out of myself. Who cares? Who really cares? Okay? Who really cares? Because the bottom line is, like I said, this is the only time that you'll have this particular life. Even if you have other lives, you don't know what you're in for. You don't know what they're going to be like. You don't know what your situation will be. But you are familiar with your situation in this life. And what you love in this life. Go for it. Don't let it pass you by. If you're young, start young. Oh, if I had started young, I think about that all the time. If I had started young, Wouldn't that be great? But I didn't. I was later in life. It doesn't matter. Anytime in life you can do, anytime in life you can start what it is you love, what your dreams, start to go for your dreams. Whether you reach the epitome of them or not, it doesn't matter. If you don't get rich and famous and you don't have a mansion or whatever, it doesn't matter. Are you happy? Are you happy? Do you have people around you who love you? Are you able to feed yourself? Are you able to pay most of your bills? Do you have a roof over your head? Are you comfortable? Do you have friends around you? Do you have family? Are you basically happy? Well, then go for it. Just absolutely go for it. Whatever you want to do, whatever lights you up inside. Because it doesn't really matter the big picture, the big millionaire celebrity thing. That doesn't matter. Do it for you. And you'll feel like a celebrity. You know, you'll feel like you're important. You'll feel like you're doing something. Especially when you're doing it because you want to encourage other people. You want to inspire people. Man, that's what we're put here for. That's why we're giving gifts. Use your gifts and just go for it. Don't worry about what anybody thinks. You know, maybe think about them in their underwear, like, you know, that's one thing that they've used for years and years and years. I don't even have to think about that. I don't have to think about any of it anymore. In the beginning, I just thought, well, they don't really care. It's no big deal. You know? I would think, well, this is an opportunity and I need to seize opportunities. Because this is my life. And it's not as big a deal as you think it is. You know? It's not. It's really not. In the whole scheme of things, it is not as big a deal as you think it is. Going out there and doing your thing. Don't be embarrassed. Because a lot of those people are thinking, wow, you're brave. I wish I could do that. See? What's wrong with that? You encourage them. You tell them. You go out there. Go out there and do it. You want to do it? Go out there and do it. Do whatever brings you joy and lights you up. And that is absolutely what you need to do. I learned that later in life. And I am such a way happier person than I ever have been. Even when bad things happen, and even when I'm grieving about, you know, people that I've lost or stuff like that. It is what makes me go on is that I have a profound faith in the fact that I know these people are still, well, they still are, because we're energy, and energy doesn't die, so they don't die. They still exist. And that is a comfort to me. But really, honestly, go for it. Run into somebody like this girl that I told you about, the poet, Nalini Starr. Look at her stuff and say, hey, I can do this for you. Maybe you draw great pictures. Hey, I can draw a beautiful picture to go with your poem. It's all it takes. Whatever lights you up, that's what you do. And I'm going to leave you with this, because it's getting kind of, wow, this is probably the longest one I've done so far. Have a great night. And please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you for watching me and for getting this far and listening to my ramblings. Good night. And have a absolute, wonderful, blessed evening. Sleep very well.